Well, going back to our top story, which is about India-Bangladesh ties in the light of the Awami League, issuing their manifesto. We are joined by Pinak Ranjan Chakraborty, who is the former Indian ambassador to Bangladesh and the former Secretary, Economic Relations. He's joining us from New Delhi, in fact. Thank you very much, Ambassador Chakraborty. So how do you view this, the Awami League's manifesto in terms of foreign policy promises?
Well, I think it's, well, I'm not surprised that they have laid out certain guidelines and certain objectives, which is what manifestos tend to do in any case. And I think they have laid down the various parameters of the bilateral relationship, connectivity and all kinds of things, including water sharing, which is a contested issue in our bilateral ties. I think the manifesto clearly reflects the growing ties, bilateral ties with Bangladesh, and the connectivity and other issues,
yes,
energy cooperation, for example, that have created a whole web of ties. A pipeline, for example, carrying fuel, etc. Whole web of ties that has brought the two countries close together and has contributed. I think what is worth noting is that it has contributed to the fact that trade has gone up to $18 billion despite the setback that we have had on COVID.
Yes.
So I think that this is a good story that the manifesto really reflects.
Indeed. And do you see Bangladesh emerging, as a South Asian miracle, economic miracle, that is? And how vital is this connectivity that you're talking about? Because it's developed both within Bangladesh and also to India's northeast. And this is all helping the entire region economically.
Well, if you take the whole eastern region, then the connectivity and economic cooperation with Bangladesh helps the whole region, particularly our northeastern states, which are generally felt to be cut off from various other main cities, etc. So Bangladesh is providing those facilities, connectivity, etc., for which Bangladesh itself stands to gain a lot, because Bangladeshi exports to these states will increase, and facilitating the connectivity that is facilitating such exports are most welcome. And I don't think that there should be any doubt about how these connectivities are going to help and facilitate and reduce the cost of transportation in trade, for example, which is a major factor in bilateral ties.
Indeed, when we talk about connectivity, we also need to talk about the links to the sea. How important are these links to Bangladesh ports, in fact, for landlocked states of the northeast?
Well, there are accesses, and Bangladesh is providing access to Mongla and Chittagong ports, through which goods can be taken through multimodal routes into Tripura and other northeastern states. Chittagong, for example, is a very major port, the largest port in Bangladesh, and Chittagong is being connected to Tripura, in southern Tripura, via Sabroom. And I think that corridor is going to provide a lot of opportunities for traders, exports, imports, both actually. And so this is very important because, one must remember that this was once an integrated region without boundaries, without borders, and hence to recreate some of those connectivities, which I think we have successfully done for at least part of the way. I think this is something very, very important, and both sides stand to gain by it through transit and transshipment and other facilities that both countries are providing to each other. For example, Bangladesh can now transit and transship goods to Nepal via India. So I think these are mutually beneficial projects that we should have done it years and years ago.
Absolutely. Indeed. Ambassador Chakraborty, let's also look at the importance of the Awami League's stance in the fight against terrorism. They've been very clear in this manifesto. Also a clear position that they've taken on separatist forces. This is a position that, India should definitely welcome, I suppose.
Yes, that was one of the key factors in building trust between the two countries. And Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has been categorical, and she understands that terrorism is going to hurt Bangladesh very, very badly. And I think she has taken some decisive steps in curbing those elements who are determined to cause problems. So this is a very important factor in bilateral ties. And I think this needs to be built upon, and we are indeed building upon it through intelligence exchanges, exchange of information, so to curb these elements who are bent on disturbing. And they have outside support. They have external support from inimical countries. So
yes,
that is also an important factor.
Indeed. And also, the people-to-people links, they have greatly helped. After all, culturally, there's so much that we share. Clearly, a pro-India policy is definitely in Bangladesh's national interest. But this is an election. So do you see that, the people feel the same way as the Awami League?
Well, if you go by empirical figures, empirical data of people wanting to come to India for various issues, all kinds of things, tourism, medical, meeting relatives, and it's increasing by the day. So the people are basically, showing the way that they do want to come to India. They do want closer relationship with India. Whereas the political dispensation in Bangladesh, and that is something we cannot really tell the people of Bangladesh, hey, look, this is good for you and this is bad for you. It's for them to decide. I think that we are very clear that it is for them to decide. But we are prepared to take those two steps forward and build closer ties. And we have made that very clear from time to time.
We'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Ambassador Pinak Ranjan Chakraborty. Thank you for enlightening us on India-Bangladesh ties in the light of the Awami League manifesto. Now,